One thing that a lot of people seem to never remember is that YouTube is not our friends, as they will gladly, with full force, enforce bullshit and baloney TOS things to make it so it's as hard as possible for channels to grow. They will do everything in their power to suppress you from going, to limit you from having a voice, especially if they don't like your voice. But even if they do like your voice and want to amplify it, they're not going to, because you're an independent creator and they can't have that. But even then, it's clear beyond a shadow of doubt that nowadays YouTube will acquiesce to any false flag campaign, going after any YouTuber who dares get enough hate clicks and people saying that it's a bad channel, especially when all those things are coming from one account. We all know that Airfag likes to go through and mass report false flag channels left and right, and they does it constantly, and yet nobody does anything to stop it, especially X refusing to ban all of his bot accounts. But the number one channel that has been hit recently, aside from Hypnotic getting his false flag and channel being struck down for 30 days so he couldn't upload anything, we now have Reality-Based Network, aka Ryan Roger Athay, one of the most important independent creators in this space, who has had his channel not just struck down, not just given a warning, no, his channel has been purged, deleted from YouTube, all because of harassment and bullying. And when requesting any kind of information as to what exactly he did wrong, YouTube has refused to elaborate. All they have done on this account that has never once received any flags, has never once received any strikes, has all just been taken away, washed away, destroyed, all based on reports of bullying and harassment. When looking at his channel, though, they provide no timestamps, no videos to reference, nothing, not even a warning was given before his account was taken down. And then, of course, this led these same chronically online losers like Airbag to go around and celebrating that they took down the big evil witch. Everyone's glad that they took down the 25-year-old who looks 55, and they're all celebrating because they have nothing else to do. These people who have nothing better to do with their lives other than to troll around on X and Blue Sky, and I'm sure looking at things that would incriminate most people, would rather sit around celebrating the destruction of content creators just because they don't like them than actually doing anything productive. At the very least, go out, touch grass. Ryan Roger Athay is an incredibly important channel to the infrastructure here, being a member of streams like Saturday Night Hypnosis, doing shows with content creators like Will of the Fans, and most importantly, hosting his own 5 shows every week, one of which I'm on and will be on Rumble. The big R word that YouTube hates more than the word retard is the other service that we should all be uploading to. And take this as a lesson. Every single YouTuber out there should dual stream, should dual upload. If you aren't uploading both YouTube and Rumble, what are you doing? And better yet, why don't you add Kick and X to that list as well? Sure, OBS won't support Rumble, but it's a little bit of an extra hassle just to get it to rope around. YouTube has absolutely no interest in being user-friendly and is more than excited to sign its own death ledger, so why don't we hand them the pin to sign away their own life? They're more than happy to get rid of the content creators who try to do their best to actually help create more content creators. The ones who actually get super chats, the ones who actually make money for YouTube, they're more than happy to wipe them all away. When you could have your Hassan and your people like that, even though they're all on Twitch, you can throw anything you want at them, those people, but they don't have any growth because they just shoot themselves in the mouth whenever they talk. But people like Ryan Roger Athay, while he does say some controversial things, after all, we know what he called the company behind Tales of Kinzaru Zhao, as he dubbed it, as he dubbed it, Spear Chucker Studios. And sure, he is a bit inflammatory, but so what? Who isn't? Even the most progressive loonies are out there saying things that should realistically get any common sense channel struck down, but they're more than welcome to stay up because YouTube just so happens to agree with their politics. And of course, we all have to be very grateful to sites like Rumble. Because of them, we have alternatives when YouTube decides to turn their back on us. After all, Ryan Roger Athay isn't giving up, he's just moving where he's doing all of his things from. And sure, he has to take a step back from Saturday Night Hypnosis and some of his other shows to ensure that he doesn't get them in trouble for hosting a deplatformed person. But instead of rolling over and quitting like most losers would, Ryan Roger Athay instead sends me a message on X and says, I took a page out of Arz's book, which I'm proud to hear, and he instead went out and he wrote a script for a video, even though I don't script, so I don't know what page he took out of my book. He sat down and he gave a lovely rant talking about how YouTube will not stop him, how he will not be suppressed, he will not be silenced just because YouTube decided to be a little bitch boy. Doesn't mean that he has to be. And instead of rolling over and taking it, he went over to Rumble and he's uploaded everything he's got in the background. The funny thing is, me, Toasty, and many others have been telling Ryan, you've got to dual stream, you've got to do it on both, because YouTube will come for you one day, and when they do, you better be prepared. And more importantly, Rumble is far more generous when it comes to super chats. They will give you a larger cut. And they also give you more letters to type in when somebody's going in and super chatting. And the only thing I'll agree with any of the Ryan Roger Athay detractors on is, no, this man does not look 25. This guy's 3 years older than me. Good lord. England is not kind to its residents. But no, Ryan will not take it down sitting, he will not be ignored, and he will not be silenced. Instead, he went over to Smash Athay, where Smash Athay decided to upload his little manifesto, and that he said something excellent. In a way, I found this whole experience to be rather liberating, like a burden has been eased off my shoulders, that the responsibility for what I do, for my thoughts, suggestions, rising stars, and reality base has been passed on, and that I can relax now, focusing entirely on my creative endeavors. Ryan Roger Athay is gone, reality base is dead. I guess you could call this a digital death, or better yet, a digital murder, considering the circumstances of my deplatforming on YouTube, yet my creator journey cannot end here. This is just the beginning. I'm 25 and I plan on doing this for the next 25 years. At least all those years, all those videos, all those shows, all those great talks, and all those great friends made gone in a Thanos snap. Well, don't be mistaken, Ryan. You're not going anywhere, and more importantly, none of us are going anywhere. YouTube might have silenced you, but they won't silence us, and we're not going to abandon someone just because the big red button decided that they're going to be a little ban happy one day. Though, let's not be a little too over-optimistic and zealous when you say you're going to be around for another 25 years. I've seen the number of Coke bottles sitting around your desk, my dear friend. Ultimately, the most important thing is we all have to rally behind him. YouTube very well may one day change their mind. People have been silently reinstated after years after a ban just because it was an unceremonious ban. But let's not forget, we do have to support Ryan, and as he says, the support I have received publicly and privately as a result of this situation has been touching. Old friends and new have reached out, and I am thankful for that. One thing about being reality-based is having too much to do. Too little time to do it, and far less time to sit down and catch up with all those great people. That's why I host shows and be a guest on shows, so I can catch up with all these great people. For now, we'll be here on Rumble, and who knows, you might see these videos and shows on X soon, and never though. One thing at a time is the best way to go. Ryan, I know this is your first attempt at a scripted video, so while you're doing phenomenal, please trim your sentences down. Too many ands, too difficult to read. At the very least, ditch the andage, put in more commas. That's what I do. Ryan Roger Athay has been the kind of channel who goes out there and he platforms so many people. My dear friend MSK Master Swag King, God please change that name, was platformed by him and got a ton of support. I have been being platformed by Ryan Roger Athay for a couple weeks now, as I've been a regular on his Monday show, Reality Based Network, and that has done wonders for me. I've gotten so much more exposure, met some truly wonderful people, all because of this man. So because of the impact that he has on the content creator space, that is why it is so goddamn necessary to go out there and support him, to endorse him, and to ensure that YouTube understands that no content creator will take this lightly. Because if YouTube keeps doing this, one of two things will happen. Either YouTube will become a stale, boring, and eggshell-ridden place, or enough people will shift over onto Rumble and just abandon YouTube in the wind. No, YouTube will never fail. It's too big of a Goliath. They have too much of the corporate energy. But we're not corporate. That's what makes us special. What makes the counterculture space special is we aren't a corporate product. We can't be replicated. People have tried to replicate us as nothing more than a grift. Look at Mike Zero, who does that for a living. All he does is tell lies about a hard drive he found somewhere in a parking lot at a Lucasfilm studio. But instead, you could be like us. You could be reality-based. You can be a tangent king. You can do whatever the hell you please. And if YouTube doesn't want our business, doesn't want our creations, we'll gladly go elsewhere because we're where the zeitgeist is, and the zeitgeist will find us. And here's truly the important part. I will make one thing clear there. No matter the outcome, my journey is far from over. Despite this, reality-based has influenced hundreds of fine folks and fellow creators. Deplatforming me sets a very dangerous precedent, since most of my videos were made from show appearances I was on, dating back to early 2024. If I can be deplatformed, then all those fellow creators can be too. Everyone I've ever featured could be deplatformed too, even if I've talked to them once. A very dangerous precedent, though no matter on YouTube at least, our regulars can be reality-based in our stead, and that's what we'll do. We will take the charge Ryan Roger Athay has created, and we will continue to do what he has done. Platforming the small creator is one of the most important things any YouTuber has ever wanted to do. And somebody else will have to take up that flag, and gladly will take up that flag in his stead. Ultimately, this situation is about as fucked up as it can get, and also as predictable as possible. The only thing that shocks me is that they went after Ryan Roger Athay and not somebody of higher influence. My only guess is they caught him on some technicality as he referred to somebody in some negative way. And while we don't really know who was behind the false flag campaign, we do know there had to have been one. Our only two guesses either airbagged or Review Tech USA's followers, as he was banned shortly after posting a Review Tech USA video, which I happened to be on. But either way, let's not let these lol cow losers win, and instead go over to Rumble and please support my dear friend Ryan Roger Athay. Please get him back to the same spot he was before, and go and look at Ryan Roger Athay's personal video covering this, breaking it all down, and talking about how he will not be silenced or censored. And give him a follow while you're at that, and maybe follow me on Rumble as well. And please, for the love of God, stay reality-based. But that's pretty much what I've got. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this, and I will see you guys on the next one.